Hey, hello everybody. You want to say hello?
Hi.
Okay, so I think what we're going to do next, so that we can just get on and started, is we need to do a lesson on how to do a basic beat, I think, would be the next step, and then everybody should be just about caught up to where we're at, and then we can all start learning together. So, first part to making a beat and then transferring it to a song. That's going to be what we're going to learn today. So you have your channel rack. Channel rack is not the first button here. It's not the second button. It is the third button. So you turn that off and on with that third button. That's a channel rack, and that's where you're going to make your beats. So ladies, do you want to come over here and start
Pressing some buttons.
So
Sure.
here's a kick. Hold on.
Sorry.
So who's gonna go first?
Feedback.
Programming in the kick.
I think we'll be good like this. This. Maybe.
Now here's where we're gonna learn if we do something and it's too much, or do you want to hit the play button on the controller? And let's roll the tempo down a little bit. So let's see what happens if you take out one.
I think it's good with that middle one.
Well, see, the problem is if you have one at the beginning and the one at the end. So if you have one here.
One here.
So do you want to try, let's try an experiment. Let's see what it sounds like if we do every second one. And then you see how it does a double kick at the end? Because we have one here and we have one here, right? Okay. And you have a clap. Do you like that, or do you want a different sound?
I like it.
Do you like that, Katya? Okay, so do you want to... Are you turning down the clap, or are you turning down... You're turning down the clap right now. Is that what you wanted to do?
Yeah, just a tad bit.
Okay, let's see what it sounds like at half volume. Or even quarter volume. That's really nice and mellow, and it's not going to overpower. So Katya, your job is to do the clap. So can you fill in the clap for me, the second row here? So pick them where you want them. Don't do too many.
I'm going to experiment and breathe. I'm going to do 3 spaces.
Every 3 spaces? Okay, that's good.
That sounds nice.
And then we have our hi-hat. Okay, do you want to add that one?
I think we should do this one right here. And do this right here. Or should we do it right here? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Maybe add this right there. And maybe that's enough.
Okay. Then last we have an 808 snare, which sounds like this.
I think we should turn down the volume on that.
Okay. Kati, you want to add their 808 snare for us?
Bottom one.
You see how you've just developed the rhythm?
I know, right? I like
Just
that.
those 4 pieces, right?
I know, right? Should we start painting it?
Okay, so what we're gonna do,
Layers of cake.
if you right click over where it says pattern 1, let's rename it.
Let's name it. What shall we name it?
There we go. Let's call it drums.
Then we'll call it.
That's okay. It's okay to call it drums. Another word, you can call it percussion. Percussion is another word for that kind of a part of it.
Or we can do beat.
Or the beat. Okay, so now who wants to pause it?
Pause.
Okay, so now we want to bring up our playlist, right?
Play.
Playlist is going to be the first button. That is the first button over here.
Our cake platter.
And that shows and makes disappear the playlist. So
And our cake.
we have drums is the pattern we're going to paint. What do we say? It was a cake layer, right?
Yeah,
so we're
let them eat cake.
the base layer of our cake is our rhythm, right?
Yeah.
So
Let them eat cake.
now if you watch professionals, what the professionals, we don't know what we're doing. We're having fun. We're amateurs. So if you watch some really good YouTube videos, like in the Mix has a really good one where
We said that in our last video.
yeah, well, it's good to pay respect to the people who have taught us basically what we're doing, and so that would be, so far I've learned from In the Mix and Busy Works Beats are the two people who I've learned from to do what we're doing right now. So it's nice to pay respect to those people. So what they would do is they would start a couple of these, and then all of it would come in. So what does that mean? You know, the first couple of, I think it's called measures. So we're going to get into music theory and we'll have to learn about it. But usually, you see how there's 16 spaces across here?
Yep. We did math in our
Usually
last video.
it's in 4 counts. And then the entire, this is where we should look up our musical terms. But you have 4 counts and then it's like a 4x4. So it's 4 count, 4 count, 4 count, it makes a 16 count, and that's like your entire rhythm, and then it starts over again. So this is somebody who has had professional music training could leave in the comments what we're talking about here, and I believe it's the counts and the measures, and we'll have to look this all up, and we'll do a whole separate video about what that means. But it becomes very important to how you create a rhythm, right? You see how there's spacing along here that we've created? And that creates a tempo. It creates a whole mood. How fast it's going, where certain things hit and where they don't hit. It all creates a mood to your music. You know how you can create a spooky music? Or you can make happy music?
Sad music.
Or sad music. And it's all a matter of your tempo and how you put things together. And let them eat cake. Yes, that's right. So, who would like, we are currently in pattern. Who would like to change me to song? You see? Yeah? Good job. All right. So let's go ahead and who wants to hit play? So now we're not playing our pattern, we're playing the entire song. And what have we done? We've taken our first pattern and we've laid down our first layer of our cake. So we have just begun the first steps of creating a song. Right? All right. So
now shall we make our second pattern?
I think so. So who wants to pause it?
Pause.
Okay, so what do we want to do?
Countdown.
Maybe stop, so we start at the beginning. Okay, and then let's go back to pattern. Beautiful. So let's go over to here. Do you see how quickly everybody, the kids here, were able to move around and do things? We've only used this controller two times, right? No, it was two videos in one day, so it was really one time. So they're already comfortable using the pattern song, the play, the stop, creating the rhythms here.
What did that do?
That is a record button, but we're not doing that yet. We need to learn more first before we start recording stuff. So, who would like to? How about you? Do you want to create our new pattern?
And pattern 2.
So what happened there? We went pattern down. It automatically created a pattern 2.
Can we add some new stuff, maybe?
Oh, we sure are.
Oh, yay!
So we have our drums, and now we have a pattern 2. Now, are we gonna be doing? Are we doing song? Like, do you want to do the same thing we kind of did with Spooky Beat, where we're putting in elements and?
Can we make just one more pattern, maybe? Just one more pattern.
So usually, what you do, and here's we can play around with this. You can see what that's gonna sound like, but when you have two conflicting patterns going over each other, it's gonna get a bit messy. So do you want to hear what that's gonna sound like?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, one says yes, one says no. So hold on. Let's go pattern 2, and let's go ahead and fill in. We have our kick, right? Why don't we just go ahead and let's have fun with it, and you just fill in some stuff. Each of you take turns.
Well, no.
Yeah, try to be sensible about it. You know, doesn't have to sound perfect.
Let's see what this is gonna sound like.
Okay, and then maybe a few more. There we go. Okay,
Wait,
so
that's funny.
who wants to play it?
I just kind of.
Ooh, I kind of like that actually.
I told you.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. So do you want to see what that's gonna sound like with 2 beats laid over each other? You stop it for a second and go back to the beginning. And now let's see what's gonna happen when we have these 2 playing over each other. You see how it becomes a bit much? It's not terrible. And it's almost working, right? These 2 little patterns we put together almost work together.
But they're not quite.
But what you could do, let's try. So I think if I right click and drag across, it unpaints all of these. So let's see what's gonna happen, and let's play it a little bit. Who wants to hit the play button again?
Play.
So you see how you can create starts and stops?
I noticed that when you start a new one, it changes the color.
Yes, it did, didn't it? You know, the other good thing is what you can have happen here is you'll have one pattern running, and then you start a whole different pattern. And the most accomplished musicians will do really complicated things.
Anyways, let's stop this.
Okay, so you know what? Let's see what it sounds like if we just let's take these out, and we're just gonna paint pattern 1 and see what pattern 1 sounds like. Oops, here we go. Start at the beginning. So play pattern 1 by itself, please. Oop.
Are we in?
Yeah, we should have been in song mode. Why is it not playing? So stop. Yeah, you probably didn't hit stop. And play. Oh, you know what it was? We weren't at the beginning. Hold on.
These are the simple mistakes that you can do.
Yeah, hold on. Let's stop it, and then I will paint it correctly from the beginning.
Whee!
Okay, let's try that again. That's a great. I like rhythm 2 maybe a little better than rhythm 1.
I know, right?
It's got a really interesting. Even you see how we just threw that together by just randomly hitting buttons, and it sounds pretty good. Okay, so do you want to see what we have under
Can we show them some kind of funny things?
special effects? So you tell me when you hear one you like.
I like that one. It kind of sounds like Mary Poppins. It kind of sounds like Alice in Wonderland going
Okay.
into this black hole.
So let's put our black hole here.
It kind of sounds like Mary Poppins. Now, shall we play with
Do you want to play with it a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, so what they want to do, you're going to bring the volume down a little bit.
So that way it's not too overwhelming.
So what we can do,
It ends up kind of funny. Ooh, shall we do some pan?
let's do one thing at a time.
Okay, pitch.
Let's do some pitch.
Ooh, look
So
how
we
it's
did a
even-
quarter turn on the pitch. See, right here we have moved the pitch. A little different, right?
Sounds like Mary Poppins.
And let's roll it back. And I think we can go
by moving it.
and we can go negative on the pitch, I think, here. Yes, look at that. Let's go a negative a quarter and see how that changes it.
Ooh, I see it going smaller. Oh, so it makes it look a little more quiet.
A little more eerie though, right?
I want to make this maybe
Okay.
a quarter the other way.
Let's see, what is this one? I'm blind. What does that say?
Mull.
Mull? What does mull do? Let's give it some mull.
Oh, it makes it longer.
Oh, that's right. It makes it longer. Look at that. Okay, so what happens is expanding the time that the sound is occurring.
Oh.
Okay. You want to leave it alone?
Yeah, I think it's good.
Okay, let's play some other features. So, let's see what it sounds like playing as a song.
Okay. Oh,
Good, no, that's good. So it sounds a little bit too strong, doesn't it?
yeah. Let's press
So
on
let's
this.
and bring the volume down. So we're using our controller to do that rather than my mouse.
You can
So real mellow, because we're gonna start adding some things in, right?
One of them was inappropriate.
So here's.
No.
You, want-
I don't like
you don't like that one? Yeah, Katya, let's
Let's not. What about
Do you like that or no?
You know those noises that they make, like some of those funny.
Do you like that one?
Yeah.
Can we go to the funny
Okay,
one?
dynamic noise is probably best.
You like that?
Yeah. We might have to bring it down just like black hole.
So let's play it. And let's see what does this last one say right here?
Time.
Time? Oh yeah, that made a big difference, didn't it? It completely changes the character by increasing the time.
It went so long.
Right? And then
It quite really.
what do we have? Trim?
Yeah, it's trim.
So we have down here is trim. Let's see what trim does to it. It's weird, huh?
Where's the one under it?
You want to bring the trim back down. This one here, what does this one say? Crossfade. Oh, it's creating like a secondary.
Yeah, I want to do that.
Do you want to see if we add a little trim too? Let's do a quarter trim.
What is the other one under it say?
That's echo.
It's like a fluttering, huh?
I know. It's
Can
like
we
Do you like it or do you not like it?
I want
I
echo.
mean, maybe if we get rid of some stuff, maybe just a little bit of.
Well, what you can do is you can really, we could bring this way down so it's really just real subtle. So let's do you want to hear? Let's hear our song first before we add another element, okay? And then we'll add the one you want to add, okay? So let's hear the song. Pretty good, right? You want to hit stop? Thank you.
And stop.
While you paused it, so we'll hit stop so we start at the beginning. Again. Okay, so you liked this one here, huh?
Can
You
we
do?
make it a little more subtle?
We're going to make it more subtle. And maybe we'll start it over here. So what do you want to do? Volume down on it?
Yeah, I'll volume down.
So we're doing that with the controller there. And let's see.
Let's put down quarter volumes.
Do you want to play around with some of the sounds to it too?
Can we do ma? I really like ma.
Yeah, mo? What is mo? That one here?
Yep, that one.
Okay. So we'll start it at a quarter. Let's see what a quarter mole sounds like. Okay, it's kind of interesting. Let's go half.
It was getting longer, but right before our eyes.
The more it gets skinnier, the more it goes off.
So
And let's go ahead and
full.
what's the full? I think that's full right there. That's as much as it'll let us. It's really different, isn't it?
It's really eerie.
So let's go ahead. Let's see with our trim. Put a little trim on it. And what happens there? You want to put a little crossfade too and see what we can do with it?
Just a quarter.
You want to try quarter crossfade?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're making 2.
Pretty good, right?
I like it.
Okay. Do you want to start with, see what these do?
Yeah.
That's SMP start.
SMP start. And it looks like that one goes real slow. What's that? Can you tell what that did? Is it making several of them? Is it like, it sounds like it's starting...
It's making...
Wait, watch as it moves.
Do it more.
What if we try doing as much
See?
as we can?
It's moving.
Yeah, it does it real slow too. You see how I roll it and it does a real little bit at a time.
That would you...
I'm curious what that one does. What
And
that narrows it. You see how the band narrows when we go in?
What are those lines?
that's narrow. Can we?
Okay, let's bring that out. What do you think? Do you like it?
Can we do some of those funny,
So,
some of those
funny voices?
yeah, funny voices?
Okay, you want to hit play? Let's see what this sounds like. Okay, so you wanted to hear
Some of those funny
some of the
voices.
funny stuff. Okay, so I think what she would like is if you go down here to vocals. Yeah! I think, where were they? They were somewhere else. Is it speech?
Yeah. Can't hold me back. Oh, remember?
Oh, you like this one.
You used it a lot in your
Do you
songs.
do you want to try that one?
We used it a lot. Activate, activate, activate.
Okay, you want to see what it's going to sound like now?
Shall we?
Activate.
Do you want to bring the element down a little? Is it too loud?
Activate.
Let's see what.
That looks like different
Okay,
patterns.
so let's stop it and hit play.
It looks different.
Is that still too loud?
Activate.
It looks different.
Well, let's see what happens if we make it.
So make it real mellow, like there. Okay.
All your face.
But-
Are you
Can we
ready?
do that one?
Arpeggiator.
A, B.
Are you ready?
It's gonna sound a little weird.
No.
It's a little long.
Arpeggiator. Arpeggiator.
Eat my
Wait, it said eat my shirt.
Wait, can we do that short one?
Wait,
Move your feet.
what did Bernie here say?
Can't hold me back. Play with my cover. Every cloud. Come on, DK. Sequence start 10, 9. Cyber me, baby. Type your text here. Devastating, so East Coast.
Can we do that one?
Which one?
East Coast. Easy on the cut.
Easy on the
Easy
cat.
on the cut.
Cut, it's cut, not cat. It's cut.
Flow
She.
the music. Free
We do she.
Feeling fruit. Give you goodbye, sober day. Come and have a go if you think you are
I
enough.
have freedom.
You like that one?
Come and have a, come and have a, come and have a.
Goodbye,
Take you
sober
to
day.
the higher state. Come and come
Wait, can we do okay one?
Hold on, here we go. Let's see what this sounds like. You want to hit play, please?
Come and have a go if you think you are enough.
Wait, what does it say again?
Can we do okay?
Come and have a go if you think you
I don't even know. You want to hit start, please? Stop. Or that works too. Thank you.
Can we do
Lock it
okay?
down. Let them in the house.
Okay.
Okay. None of them one man's dream.
Boo.
Oxygen.
Can we do that one?
What?
You like that?
What's this one? What's it say?
Cards are due.
What's pick cards on toast?
I have no idea. Would you like to hit play, please?
Okay.
Come and have a go if you think you are enough. Have a go if you think you are enough.
Okay. I'll go ahead and stop
That's
here.
funny.
Okay.
Very funny.
Let's go to the bottom.
You need a West Coast UK transmission.
What's wait? What about
I think
what's,
I think we've done enough.
what's new Pussycat?
Superstar.
Target. It's a Target. Whenever
Which one?
The one
What's
that said
new
Target.
Pussycat?
West Coast.
No, down.
What's new, Pussycat?
Okay.
What's
So-
the new Pussycat?
So that was speech, sound fonts, silenced, sliced
Silence.
audio, rendered, recorded. Okay.
Can we go to Woodland?
X.
Woodland.
Where was that at?
That's like where
Oh.
originally the
Yes, so that's gonna be under instruments, but we'll do another video where we pair up the keyboard and we do that one. Okay.
Yeah.
We
can do that the next day. Wait, can we do the-
Can I see Bad Amigo?
Wait, can we do that one? That one.
What if at the end of our song
The
we
one-
put wood chimes?
That sounds like
That.
Can we do that one?
You want that at the end?
Alice in Wonderland.
You know, I wonder if we could have a lot of fun with this one and really
Make it like.
it'll sound really weird, right?
I don't want to make it sound. Alright, that's fine.
Or you can go negative on it.
I don't want to go negative. I don't want to go negative on it.
Can we
You want
make
to see
it
what fully?
silly?
You want to fully pause? Let's make it really silly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's full pitch. Do you like that? It's okay, interesting. There's your mall.
What does mall mean?
We're gonna have to look it up. This is all about learning. Do you want to hear what?
Learning
You want to hear what
on
negative
the
mall sounds like?
I really don't want to try.
Oh, it shortens it, right?
I don't want it this short.
You want it longer? Let's see what happens here.
Longer. Really long.
Let's go full mall.
It's only half. Some of them only let you do half.
You see how it extends it out?
I think quarter mall was okay.
Let's see. I want to play with the trim here. Hold on, because trim makes it interesting.
What's the one next to
It
it?
doesn't change much.
What does it do next?
You see how it holds it out
What
though?
is the thing next to it?
Crossfade. Remember crossfade makes another in the back. Let's see what it sounds like. Do you like it or no?
I like it.
I mean, it's.
You're okay?
it's
You're not loving it, but you'll deal with it.
Can
Let's
we
see
turn
what it-
down the volume?
Go ahead.
I think.
Let's try that.
Yes.
A little more mellow. Okay, I think we need to hear the song. Let's play it.
Play. Oh, yes.
Come and have a go if you think you are enough. Have a go if you think you are enough.
Kill cards on toast. What shall we do next?
Okay.
I think
So how about
that's
we?
enough.
You think that's enough?
Yeah.
Well, I think we've basically shown some of the basics of how to create a pattern,
and
how to add in some extra pieces here. Once we get a little more advanced, we're gonna go. Actually, let's get out of Legacy. You can go into Packs. So you open Packs, and they have instruments.
Papa,
And then they have
can
like.
we make a video of using beads?
Yeah, we have to learn how to use those first. So you can go to orchestral. Oh, interesting. Is that under orchestral?
Let's see what that is.
Wait, hold on. When we click
was that?
orchestral,
That's not it. Yeah.
it's like the same ones, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought we were gonna have something in there. Instruments, orchestral,
That's where the wood.
brass section.
That's where the woodwind section is.
So let's go ahead. I think this is where we have to put it into a pattern. You see how I made a mistake there? Can somebody please switch me over to pattern song? Thank you. So we went from song to pattern, which is up here. Zoom in so people can see that a little. That's pattern, that's song. Can also be switched on the pattern song button on if you have a controller. So we're back on pattern. We need to bring up our channel rack.
Third button.
And I believe we need to bring the brass section over and add it here. And then now we could. Now here's something interesting you're all going to learn now. I think you can use your. Can you play on? No, okay, I don't want to mess that up. Let's not play. I think once we figure it out, you can actually use. I think you're turning patterns on and off, Lisa.
Yeah, I know.
But that's our pattern that we need. Oops. Oh well.
Oh well.
We just lost our song. It's okay.
Nah,
These
we
mistakes happen. This is where we should have saved it. Lesson number 1, make sure you save everything.
I'll make a new one.
So anyway, I know you can use the controller to make
Every two.
like it's a keyboard as well, but we also have a keyboard, so we'll get down to that later. But so what we're gonna do? So you want to stop for a second?
I'm gonna.
I need your help.
Yes.
So I'm gonna need somebody to hit the record button for me.
Okay.
Go ahead. Is it? Turn off. So
How do we listen to it?
how do we listen to it is
That's a question.
right. It should have already recorded it. So let's play our pattern.
Be prepared. It's not.
I don't think we recorded it correctly. Let's
so-
see what happens if I try to.
Already on this.
No, that's wind chimes. Alright, I think we should stop because we know how to do it with the keyboard, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to stop here while we're behind?
Yeah. This is also a lesson. Stop while you're behind.
So what we should have done is we should have hit the save button at some point because, let me go show what happened. What happened was I thought because we were in the orchestra, I know there was a way to use this as a keyboard. I imagine it's probably, maybe you hit the note button right here and that would turn it into the keyboard. So
But
it's like a mini keyboard for you.
And I
But
accidentally pressed.
so what we did was we accidentally undid our entire pattern too.
So I created another one.
A new pattern too. So let's play and see what it sounds like with the new pattern.
We always need to make sure if we're playing our playlist.
Did you hit stop? You need to stop probably.
It was already stopped. It's still okay.
But it's different. You hear it?
That's okay.
That's funny.
Alright, we're good?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we're about ready to wrap it up here.
Anyways,
Let's summarize
Summaries.
what we've done.
Let them eat cake.
You assemble your patterns and your beats and your rhythms, whatever you'd like to call them, in your channel rack. Once you have something you like, this one is pattern 2. You can with these ones up here. Let's see, we're not in the right thing, are we? We're in channel rack. So we're in channel rack. If you want to paint it, you must go to your playlist. Then you select a tool. There's a paint tool. There is a draw tool. Those are the two.
The draw tool?
So the difference is the draw tool, if you select the draw tool, it'll make a single instance. But I can't, you see how it just moves?
You can't move it up or down.
So what happens is, let's undo them. I can't just sweep across, it becomes a move tool. It'll draw one and then just moves it. Whereas if I'm in a paintbrush tool, which is right next to it there, I can paint a whole series of them. Or with a right click, I can unpaint a whole series of them. So I make them with a left click, and I can paint them. I can right click and unpaint them.
That's nice.
If I have a drawing tool, which is the one right next to it, it'll make a single instance, and then it'll just let me move it. But what it won't let me do,
upward?
You could, yeah, you could make it here, and you could put it anywhere you want.
Okay, so I was wondering,
anywhere where you wanted it to occur. But you can't paint it and make a whole row of them like that. You'd have to draw one, and draw one, and draw one.
so I think in summary, the paintbrush is sometimes better if you want to just make a whole series of them.
Also, it's better if you want to have them right next to each other, because you see I'm left clicking, and then it'll let me make one, but there's going to be a break there, right? That's the draw tool. So I'm right click to erase, but if you do paintbrush tool and I sweep across, they'll be right next to each other.
There's only tiny.
There's still a little break, but is it a little smaller?
Yeah, it's a little smaller.
It's a little smaller, so it's going to sound like it's seamless. Whereas I know, oops, when you paint a pattern, like if I were to paint a pattern, let's go grab.
They're going to the third button.
Well, what we want to do is we want to go to pattern 2. And now I have pattern 2 selected. So if I were to paint, you see how I can make a continuous rhythm by sweeping it across? And then I can right click and undo it. So you can, that's interesting. So if you drop one and you let go, now it becomes a move tool in paintbrush mode. Or if you hold your left click and hold it, you can sweep a whole bunch of them.
A whole bunch of them.
So anyway, I think we're done, huh? I think we need to do some more learning before we can do anything else.
Let's play our song one last time.
One last time? Okay.
Come and have a go if you think you are enough.
Oh, cartoon characters can
Are
fun.
enough.
Okay, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Okay, so if we're going to create a real song, you have elements that come in and out. You might have one melody, and then you'll break it down, and it'll have a second melody come and sweep in. So we're going to learn about the elements of actually creating a proper song. A real song that's, a couple minutes long. We'll get to that eventually. But
Eventually.
okay, does everybody want to say goodbye?
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for coming and learning. Good night.